Hello friends, I'm Malcolm from A1 Australia PT IELTS and NATI coaching from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Let's get straight to the point where I will be explaining 10 important ways in which you can improve your accuracy in one of the most important PT tasks, which is write from dictation. Let's not waste time and let's start with point number 1. The first and the obvious important thing is to listen attentively, which means pay as close attention to the audio as possible and don't get distracted. Don't become nervous as you are right in the end of the test. So you have to make sure that you're accurate with this most important task, which contributes roughly 25 points approximately to both listening and writing scores. If the example is something like this, the weather forecast for tomorrow is sunny and warm, make sure that you understand the sequencing of the words and understand the context as well, right? Because understanding the sequence will help you, and basically all of this boils down to listening attentively to the sentence structure. Point number 2 is familiarizing yourself with different accents. Try to listen to different podcasts or different articles which can be spoken in British English, Australian English, or American English, because these accents are the most common accents which you can encounter in the real PT exam. So try to listen to all these accents from different English speaking countries and ace your PT listening task. Point number 3 is noting down keywords or initials. Now, note taking is a technique which is not a new technique, but many times people try to note down the entire sentence, and that is not the right note taking technique, guys. Let me explain with an example that will make things easier to understand. Let's say there is a sentence like this. Please remember to bring your passport, tickets, and confirmation email. You don't have to note down everything, right? You don't have to note down, please remember to bring, but you should note down like PP for passport, for example, comma, tickets, and confirmation email. So CONEMAIL. So if you note down the keywords in the right sequence, that will help. And while you're typing the sentence, try to repeat the sentence non-stop, till you write it completely. For example, please remember to bring your passport, tickets, and confirmation email. Please remember to bring your passport, tickets, and confirmation email. So while you're typing, softly but non-stop, repeatedly, keep on speaking this sentence so that you don't forget the sentence sequence. Also, one more bonus tip: start every sentence with a capital initial and put a full stop at the end. It's very important, and proper punctuation marks like a comma and leaving a space after a comma are also very important things. Point number 4. Follow the intonation in the audio. Intonation means the rise and fall in the pitch when the speaker is speaking. Very, very important. For example, let's say there is a sentence like this. I cannot go to the party tonight as it's raining. Try to focus on the words cannot, because there was stress. I cannot go to the party tonight because it's raining. So if you focus on the intonation, that will actually help you improve and synthesize the sentence structure in your brain, and you'll be able to retain the same sequence for a longer time. This is a very, very important thing while you're practicing write from dictation. Rule number 5, homophones. Homophones. Homophones are words which have the same sounds but have different spellings. For example, words like weather. So WEATHER or WHETHER, right? So you have to understand which homophone is being used in this sentence. For example, let's say there's a sentence like, their car is parked outside in the driveway. So now you have to understand whether it's their car or their car. And obviously grammar also helps, right? So because it's a personal pronoun like their car, it will be THEIR and it will not be THERE. So understand the context with the help of understanding homophones. We are almost halfway through the video. So if you like the video, make sure you follow us and also share and comment which other types of videos you'd like us to make. Now let's continue. Point number 6, and that is practicing spelling. Now spelling is something which improves only with typing more and more, because in the real exam you have to type words. For example, words like occurrence. It's a very simple word, but if I ask you the simple question, is there a single R or double R in occurrence? Many of you might think, you might get confused. So the correct spelling is with double R. So you need to know spellings. On our portal, on our website, oneaustraliagroup.com, if you are our member, you do get access to the most repetitive list of words which come in listening blanks. So make sure you actually type and practice those words. The next important tip number 7, is obviously maintaining focus. As we all know, right from dictation contributes very heavily to listening and writing scores and comes right at the end of the listening section and at the end of the test as well. So it's very easy to get distracted, and if you get distracted, it's very easy to make mistakes. So make sure that you're not distracted at all, and whenever you practice right from dictation at home, practice at least 10 together and then check the answers. Many people practice one and check the answer immediately. That is not the right method. Practice in sets of at least 10 and then try to understand the pattern of your mistakes. Analyze your mistakes. Successful people are not necessarily hardworking, but they are smart people. They know where they are making, or they want to know where they are making mistakes, and that helps them to improve quickly. The next important rule is obviously practicing time management. Now, as you all know, there are 8 tasks in listening. Task 1 is summarize spoken text, which has its own individual timer. And then there are 7 more tasks. And the last task is write from dictation. So prudent time management would to keep at least 5 to 6 minutes for the last task of write from dictation, because we have to manage the time on our own. So if you have around 6 to 7 minutes left, and if you get 3 to 4 questions, per question you'll easily be needing 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, because you listen, then you type, then you have to check your answer. All this takes time. So ideally, if you have about 8 to 9 minutes left, that's the best scenario, because in 8 to 9 minutes you can easily finish 3 to 4 questions with 100% accuracy. Point number 9 is about grammar rules. I cannot emphasize enough how important the correct using the rules of grammar correctly is. For example, let's say there's a sentence like this: she had been studying English for 5 years. Now you need to understand that this is the past perfect continuous tense, had been studying. So instead of using had been studying, if you write she had studying, that's wrong. You lose a lot of points for grammar. So you need to know the rules of grammar. And just recently I had uploaded 2 videos which help with rules of grammar. Make sure you watch those videos as well. The last and the most important tip is practicing regularly. It's very obvious, right? Every one of you know that you need to practice, but how to practice I already mentioned just 1 minute earlier, and that is practicing in sets of at least 10 sentences and then checking all the 10 answers together. Don't do one by one, because if you check every answer, your brain will expect that in the real exam as well, where you actually cannot check anything, right? So practice 10, check 10, try to analyze the pattern of your mistakes. That's really, really important. Hope you guys liked this video, and make sure you follow us, comment, share, and let us know which other types of videos you'd like to make. We provide online as well as face-to-face training for PT in Melbourne, Victoria. We also provide online training for IELTS and NATI CCL. So if you need any assistance, visit our website oneaustraliagroup.com. I'm Malcolm. See you soon.